Hello, and welcome back to What Is, the channel dedicated to cracking open the universe's most complicated concepts and explaining them before your coffee gets cold. Today, we are zooming in, way in, to the ultimate instructional manual. We're talking about the deep code that dictates whether you prefer coffee or tea, why you look like your mother's weird high school photo, and why you're allergic to that one specific type of shellfish. We are answering the question, what is the human genome? Imagine you are building something impossibly complex, say, a human being. It's a machine made of trillions of cells, each performing thousands of calculations per second, adapting, growing, and occasionally panicking about bills. You can't just wing that. You need a master plan. That master plan, the complete set of instructions required to build, operate, and maintain you, is your genome. The library metaphor, we often hear the terms DNA, genes, and chromosomes thrown around, and it can sound like molecular alphabet soup. But let's simplify. Think of your entire genome as a monumental single-edition instruction library housed deep within almost every cell in your body. The fundamental building blocks, the individual letters in this library, are called nucleotides, or base pairs: adenine, A, guanine, G, cytosine, C, and thymine, T. They are the four-letter alphabet of life. Now, those letters are strung together in long chains, forming the legendary double helix that's your DNA. If the DNA chain is a massive scroll, a gene is a specific instructioner, defined sentence or paragraph within that scroll that tells the cell how to build one specific protein. For example, one gene might say, build the protein that controls eye color. Another might say, build the enzyme that helps you digest lactose. The volume and organization. Now, how big is this library? It's enormous. If you were to unspool the DNA packed into just one cell, it would stretch out about 6 feet long. And if you typed out the entire sequence, all the A's, T's, C's, and G's, it would fill over 500 phone books. Or take a person typing 60 words per minute, 8 hours a day, nearly 50 years to complete. That's 3 billion base pairs of instruction. To organize this colossal amount of information, the DNA is tightly wound and packaged into 23 pairs of physical chromosomes. These are the 23 volumes in your library. 22 pairs are autosomes, the general instruction books, and the 23rd pair determines your sex. XX for female, XY for male. Your entire genome is these 23 distinct volumes, holding roughly 20,000 protein coding genes. Yes, only 20,000. That's about the same number of genes a roundworm has. Slightly humbling, isn't it? The myth of junk DNA. Now, here's where the numbers get truly shocking. Only about 2% of those 3 billion base pairs actually code for proteins. That's the 20,000 genes we just mentioned. For decades, scientists looked at the remaining 98% and shrugged, calling it junk DNA. It seemed like the biological equivalent of filler text or margin doodles. We were terribly wrong. That 98% is critically important regulatory DNA. It's the operating system. It decides when and where the genes are switched on and off. If the genes are the recipes, the junk is the chef and the timer, ensuring your eye color protein isn't accidentally being deployed in your pinky toe. It's the complex circuitry that makes us complex beings. Same book, different handwriting. Here's the thing about the human genome. 99.9% of it is identical across every single person on Earth. We are fundamentally the same machine running the same operating system. But that remaining 0.1%, that's where the magic and the differences happen. those small variations, tiny shifts in the base pair sequence called single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs, are what make you unique. They dictate your hairline, the likelihood you'll develop diabetes, and whether or not you think cilantro tastes like soap. The study of these differences is why the genome is the hottest topic in modern medicine. The Human Genome Project and the future. In 1990, the world's greatest scientific minds embarked on the Human Genome Project, a monumental 13-year global effort to map and sequence the entire human genome for the first time. It was the scientific equivalent of putting a man on the moon. But instead of launching a rocket, they were cataloging 3 billion tiny letters. The project was completed ahead of schedule in 2003. And the implications have fundamentally shifted how we view health and disease. Today, knowing someone's genome allows for personalized medicine. Instead of treating a disease with a generalized drug, doctors can look at your specific genetic makeup to determine which medications will work best, preventing harmful side effects and increasing efficacy. It allows us to pinpoint genetic predispositions to cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's long before symptoms even appear. It's no longer just treating sickness. It's anticipating and preventing it based on your personal blueprint. The genome is quite literally the book of your life. It is the code that binds us, the differences that define us, and the massive data set that is powering the future of humanity. Whether you call it DNA, the blueprint, or just the instruction manual. The human genome is the most incredible, complex, and beautiful piece of coding ever written. We've only just started to read the first few pages. If you enjoyed diving into the deep science behind life itself, be sure to hit that like button. Let us know in the comments what complex topic you want us to tackle next, and subscribe to What Is for more comprehensive breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.